Hey everybody, welcome to The Bottom Line. I'm Michael Noland. It's been a while since I've done a video specifically about Bruce Springsteen. Now, before I get started, I want you guys to all know, as an artist, I absolutely have loved Bruce Springsteen's output over the years. However, I've also been critical of people who charge too much money for their live concerts, and I've also pretty much taken a stand against artists, and it doesn't matter what side of the political aisle they're on. I mean this for every single rock artist that is using the public platform of paid venues to preach their brand of politics. I've criticized Roger Waters for doing so. I've criticized Kid Rock for doing so. I've criticized Bruce Springsteen, and yet at the same time, I've also criticized Ted Nugent. You see, it's not the politics that bother me. It's the fact that politics get mixed up in how they present their music or how they promote upcoming material and hide it behind politics. Now, 3 or 4 years ago, when I first started talking about this, I was guaranteed every single time to get a ton of responses from people saying that I didn't know what I was talking about. And after all, don't rock stars have the same rights as, well, you and I? And I agree that they do. Like any other citizen in this country, they have a right to talk about their politics, what they think is right, what they think is wrong. But at paying venues, no freaking way. And here's why that doesn't work anymore, folks. You see, if an artist, any artist, goes to a political rally and says what's on their mind, I don't have any problems with that whatsoever. I'll listen to them and I'll make up my own damn mind as to whether they're making any sense at all. After all, that's the American way, freedom of speech. But when you do the same thing with people who have paid to see you, to listen to your music, and after all, isn't your true message hidden in your lyrics, Bruce? And isn't your message being delivered even at paid per views? But when you stop and have to rant about whatever political belief you believe in at that point, it's about time that some of these artists start taking a look at who their audiences are. I love Bruce Springsteen. I collect his stuff. I think he is a truly great rock and roll artist, but I'm sick and tired of hearing what he thinks. Now dig this. This is just a couple of quotes that I've got from fans that are sick and tired of not only hearing Bruce Springsteen preach his politics, but charge top dollar on top of that. One of them is quoted as saying, "Another concert, another political rant. People came for the music, not a lecture." Another fan was quoted as saying, "Billionaire who charges $800 for concert tickets claims to represent working class America." I couldn't have said it better myself. And finally, one final quote from you guys from a person who has paid to see this man on multiple occasions says, "I've seen Bruce 10 times and I can't support any of this message when tickets are $1,000. Get over yourself, man." Now, like I've said many times over the years on this channel, I don't begrudge anybody the right to preach or say what they want to say regarding their politics, their religion, or just their personal set of morals. I'm all for that. But once you are a musician, an entertainer of any kind, it's time for you to shut your mouth when you are performing. After all, you've already got the first shot across the bow with your lyrics. We don't need you spending a good portion of your concerts explaining why all of us need to beware of oligarchs when in fact that's what you are, Bruce? Now, before I end the video, I did want to bring up Lindsey Buckingham. You know, he was attacked just yesterday by a female stalker who threw some sort of liquid on him. We still don't know if the liquid was benign or not, but evidently this woman is quite well known by the police and Lindsey, and at last report they hadn't even arrested her. I'm wondering what in the hell is going on. If this has been a problem, why wasn't she behind bars, and why wasn't Lindsey Buckingham allowed to go into the building he was going into unmolested? The world's turning crazy on us, folks. There's no doubt about that. And right at a time when there's been a makeup between Stevie Nicks and Lindsey, primarily due to the fact that the Buckingham and Nicks album was re-released, and a lot of fans have shown interest in getting it. They see a new lease on life. They sent Valentine's messages to each other, and Lindsey has hinted that there may be some way to possibly do something with at least Stevie Nicks in the future, but we're all hoping for one final tour with Fleetwood Mac. Now, Christine McVie is dead, isn't she? So it won't be the classic lineup, and a lot of people are even surmising that it would be Lindsey and Stevie who would handle Christine's material rather than to bring in a ringer. You know, we talked about the possibility of Sheryl Crow being somebody that they could bring in to handle Christine's catalog for the band. But at this point, I think it would be better for them just to come out as the four remaining classic lineup members of Fleetwood Mac. I just did a poll on the best eras of Fleetwood Mac, and over 1,000 of you voted for the classic lineup of Buckingham, Nicks, McVie, and Fleetwood. So I want to hear from you guys. All right, let me know what you think about preaching at public venues, paid public venues, okay? And what you think about what's happened with Lindsey Buckingham here, and what are the chances of one more tour by Fleetwood Mac with 4 out of the 5 members represented. All right, that's the video, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. That helps with views. The video will get more views that way. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel as of yet, it's easy as pie, as I've often said. All you have to do is hit that subscribe to the tribe button, tap that top bell icon. You always got to do that. Otherwise, you won't be notified of every single video I've got and my streams as well. I hope you guys saw my stream last night. We found out about the Buckingham issue live on the air that night. As a matter of fact, there were 3 things happening as I was streaming, and we fielded those comments in that video. If you haven't seen that video, go on over there and we talk a little bit more as we discovered what happened to Lindsey Buckingham. But I also want to hear what you have to say about Bruce Springsteen and anybody else like him, no matter what side of the political aisle they are, taking your money and then preaching at you instead of singing the songs that you paid to see. All right, folks, I'll see you in my next video, but don't forget, we are the tribe.